what's it called? So let's see. Let's do some math. Like 10. Okay, so let's do some math. Every time you run a full mag through a 50 cal machine gun on Fallout 76, you run about $2,500. And that's not for inflation. Like, if you ran that much money in real life, you can literally buy. What? Hmm. Hmm. Somehow the horrible graphics play into the horror of the game. Not gonna. Hmm. Hmm. What? Yeah. No. I mean, kind. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Video on. Video games need to stop normalizing Nazis. Let's see this. Apparently, so it says. I love Optimus. 20 minutes. This is a long video for him. Okay, it's Friday. You know what that means? Weekends ahead. We got some. Sorry if I've not been doing anything. Stream. I'm useless. Mmm. I um. I don't know anything about them, so I don't really hate them. I don't really like them. They're neutral. I don't. I don't like to really develop an opinion about something until I know 100% or anything. I don't like developing opinions about anything until I can kind of understand it. You know. Whoa, that is a very bad like to dislike ratio. Likes to dislikes that's 12 to 156. That is a really bad ratio. So every 12 likes, hmm. Okay, so 100. If you have a sample of 168 people, 12 of them will like the video. Official. Okay, so 168 people, right? Only 12 of them liked the video. The others disliked. That is a very bad ratio. Wow. Ow. Hmm. Hmm. Oh my god.
should ever have a
Hmm.
random chance.
Hmm. Hmm.
Fighting for the Nazis. And we should never express that there's no meaningful difference between Nazis and Allied soldiers, or that they're functionally interchangeable.
I mean, at the end of the day, I personally don't really care. I mean, I play a lot of these games.
Okay, so first off, they're saying you shouldn't be forced to pick to be a Nazi. Like, this is gonna... If I have to be totally honest, if I was really assigned to it, I really hate this. Like, if there's Nazis versus things and I had a Nazi, I just either leave or just deal with it, okay? It's just a video game, okay? If you don't like it, don't play it. I'm not saying... Now, I will not say that the Nazis are innocent. They did not... They didn't do crimes. They did war crimes. And if they did... If they did what they did today, they would be on death row. 100% death row. And they would be executed via firing squad. But this is... Another thing I want to say is that everything you create, like, everything someone creates is art, okay? Art can be bad, art can be good, okay? And art is supposed to depict something, okay? Video games are an art.
Played a lot of World War II games where you just kind of go in between the two, and it just never really mattered. In a lot of these games, there really wasn't any problem playing between the two. I mean, you could just use the weapons regardless of which side you were on. Like, if you were on the Nazi side, you could use any of the American weapons. You could use the M1 Garand. You could use the MP40 if you were on the Allied side. So, I don't really see the big problem with it, but, I mean, if you see a huge problem with it, I don't really see why you're necessarily playing a game, you know, that kind of revolves around these topics in the first place. But, I mean, we do literally live in a time where people have no self-accountability, so if you do buy a game in which, you know, it's about World War II, I can only expect for people to be upset that they would then have to play the factions that were involved in...
Okay. You are stupid. You don't get this. The reason why they have to put people on Nazi teams, not only do they want to kind of go with, like, the history of real life, but if all the Nazi team were bots, the game would not be fun, okay? Killing bots is fun for, like, what, an hour a day? Maybe 20 minutes? And it kind of gets boring. And I think when the game, they don't actually use the Nazi symbol, or the swastika. They use the German Nazi cross. Some people can't differentiate the Iron Cross into the Nazi version of the Iron Cross.
Traditional. Glam. How about mid-century modern?
in World War II, so...
Oh, and on a similar note, let's really stop forcing people to play as terrorists as well. There you are, playing your modern shooter, and all of a sudden you're a terrorist. You didn't ask for this, you didn't choose this, and yet, second verse, same as the first. There it is. I mean, that's literally the name of your side in the game. We can do better than this.
Ironically enough, you've shown a screenshot of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and this is a game in which you are never...
Okay. As much as I really hate to say it, sometimes it's just fun to play the bad guy in video games, okay? I'm not saying terrorists are good, but sometimes it's fun to be a terrorist in a video game, not real life. The reason people become terrorists in video games is because they don't want to get arrested. And they, you know, what's it called? Because, why would you go out and get arrested for bombing a freaking building when you can just do it in a video game? I know it's in every excuse, but like, it's just a game, dude. You're not seeing people on the streets protesting against "Let's bring the Nazis back 2021." No, it's a video game. Nothing exists. Everything in a video game does not exist. It will never exist. All you're seeing is a bunch of zeros and ones.
To play as terrorists if you don't want to. Now, if you play in competitive, yes, you have to play on both sides at some point in the match. However, you can play in casual, and if you play in the casual playlist, you can just choose whichever side you want to play on. If that team's full, you can always just spectate the match, or you can leave and find a new one. So, hypothetically speaking, you can always just play as a counter-terrorist officer. I'm just wondering at this point if anyone in Extra Credits has actually ever played this game before, or if they just did a quick Google search for the screenshot of the game and added it into the video. Yeah.
No one should have to put on the costume of an ideology they find abhorrent without actually opting into it in your game. And by making people do so, we get them to stop thinking about it, to stop thinking of the meaning behind these things. We normalize them. We make them just window dressing for entertainment. Those uniforms, those symbols, become things that no longer inherently revolt us.
Okay, listen, jackass. That's not... That's the Iron Cross. There's two variants. There's a Nazi version, and there's a non-Nazi version. You are showing the non-Nazi... Let me get this. Okay, you see this? This is the Iron Cross. This was made. This is not a Nazi Iron Cross. This is a Nazi Iron Cross. Do you know the difference? Maybe it's because there's a giant-ass swastika in the middle. An idiot can see that and say it's not Nazi. It's actually a reward. You know how, like, the Purple Heart is a reward? Obviously, the Nazi... What's it called? I don't know. But, what's it called? I'm pretty sure they phased out the Nazi Iron Cross and replaced it with the other variant. How about you research your goddamn history, idiot?
I've been playing a whole lot of Madden recently, and I really hope I don't get CTE in my mid-40s. Just because there's a clear and present threat in the real world with something, that doesn't mean that seeing it in a video game is going to be an issue. Most people are not looking at the terrorists in CSGO and praising ISIS the next morning. This is almost the same argument as video game violence causes real-life violence. Realistically, all it is just a different name slapped on it with a few words changed around and just a little bit more politicization.
Those totally ignore the history that comes with them?
So you're assuming if I go into Minecraft and become a Nazi, you're saying that if I see, like, a video of somebody getting goddamn gas in the chamber, I'm gonna say, fine. No. Okay. Actually, really wasn't. No. Okay, this point, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's actually kind of retarded. You're saying that if people play games with Nazis in them, they're gonna down... Oh. Come on, man, I was talking first. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Just because you play a game with Nazis in them doesn't mean you're gonna downplay the severity of the Holocaust. That's like saying... We basically just said if you play games, you're gonna say, oh, people got gas in the chamber. That wasn't a big deal. I mean... I don't... I'm okay. Maybe... Yeah. I don't... Okay. No. Your point right here is retarded, dude. You have... That's like saying water is... Like, water's wet. It doesn't make sense.
But for some people, it moves them from the territory of revolting to just edgy. It makes drawing a swastika on something change from unthinkable to just dangerous.
You're both right and you're wrong. You're right. I'm not revolted by a symbol or a uniform. The swastika or the Iron Cross does not revolt me. What revolts me is an ideology that preaches the existential cleansing of an entire people. The superiority of one over all others. The final solution. The Holocaust. Those revolt me. Not a uniform in a video game. You know, not some faction in a video game. Not somebody making a joke about a faction in a video game. I'm not sensitive to pixels on a screen.
Okay, you know, let me turn this logic against this person. Last night, I played Call of Duty, campaign. Actually, not, okay, so if you don't know, apparently, I've noticed this in COD. It is, when I say violent, like, I saw a scene last night where these people were literally being, like, they were tied to an iron beam and being hung by a goddamn crane. That is, like, I've never seen it go that violent. But, you're saying because I see some terrorist acts, like there's Russians in the game, right? And they're like the Soviets, and they literally have, like, an area full of dead bodies, and they were doing war crimes. You're saying if I play that, I'm gonna, like, downplay... Not just that, but, like, downplay the idea. Okay, the thing is, terrorism is an extreme, like... it's a big topic, especially in the United States, because, you know, we're supposed to be free, and you know, it's a place where bombing shouldn't exist, but then that surprised us in 9/11 when they actually proved that even though we think, like, we're prone to terrorism, people will still try to find ways to... Like, no, terrorists, like, that is the... 9/11 is the reason you walk into an airport or a museum and there's metal detectors everywhere. That is why that happened. In fact, you know, you can't... It's illegal to transport explosives, mercury, gallium, radioactive materials. And you want to know why they banned the transport of gallium and mercury? Is because if it touches aluminum, it vaporizes it. Not instantly, like, gone. But it won't vaporize the whole plane, but it'll put a hole in it. And planes are made of... Actually, yeah, it does this weird thing. Yeah. Yeah, what if you put a drop of it on your phone, it's done. And plus it melts at room temperature. And mercury, that is actually very, very, very toxic. Like, you know, actually, fun fact, the reason in Alice in Wonderland why the Mad Hatter's mad is because he used mercury in his hat. Is that they literally had to use mercury to purify paper or whatever, I'm not sure. And it's actually the root cause of the person who's wrote the Stories to Tell in the Dark is actually, it's very interesting. Because people already prescribed mercury. Yeah, they used to... Oh, it's not fine in very small doses. It's very, very toxic. It is a neurological agent. And if you ever hear people say pregnant women should never ever eat fish, it's because it contains methyl mercury. That comes from the ocean. Sea critters will actually absorb mercury. Now, it's actually another cool fact is that mercury actually was originally called quicksilver because it was a silvery metal that just was liquid, and it was something that most people at the time never saw before. Which, I mean, if I want to say, like, I like what, like, graphically, I like Fallout and 4. But still, I don't care. Graphics, just because it's bad in graphics doesn't mean it's bad. Like,
Those don't really have real-world consequences. You know what does? You know, events where political ideologies clash and people in the real world actually die. Things like Charlottesville actually occur. You know, where people who actually think unspeakable things do kill people, regardless. It's not a uniform, especially in a video game. And
I don't
by the
know.
way, it's ironic that you point to the Iron Cross and you don't even explain the history behind that Iron Cross.
Yeah.
And the Iron Cross that you're showing isn't
Ready?
even the racist form of the Iron Cross, the one that you're actually trying to denounce.
Actually,
The Iron Cross that you're showing is actually the non-Nazi form of the Iron Cross.
yeah, see, I was right.
That is actually from, you know, the pre-Reich. This is actually a medal, a German military.
It is. It's a reward. Or award given to German officers.
Prussia, it was actually established by King Frederick William III in 1813 during the Napoleonic Wars. Only during the 1930s, when the Nazi regime put the swastika on it, did it become a quote-unquote Nazi symbol. That is some extra credits for you, because they couldn't even do that during their animation.
It means you might not take iron crosses all over a website as a warning sign that you should immediately leave. And if you don't leave, you might start reading and buying into hateful ideas there.
Well, if that's the case, I really
So you're saying if I read the Wikipedia about Nazis? Okay, so here's what I'm hearing now. Is that if you read up on the Nazis, you're gonna turn Nazi. Okay, actually, I didn't disclose this, but... I actually, well... What's it called? Okay, so in the civil like what's it called? Not Civil War, but what? Tiger King? Oh, that is controversial as hell is what I'm hearing. Honestly, when the civil rights movement was what's it called? Civil rights unit of my class, I actually went to look at the Wikipedia thing for like the KKK, because you know, if you want to defeat your enemies, you gotta understand them. Quoted by General Thrawn from Star Wars Rebels. So it's actually, I learned something, is that apparently they communicate in this. There's like a language that says, "Are you part of the clan?" And then and if they are, they say yes in like a different language. It's fucking weird. Now, because I read that, I'm not gonna become that because I don't believe in hanging black people, Jews, or people. It wasn't just black people that was targeted. I actually learned this on the website. Is that a lot of people think that the KKK just only targets black people. They targeted Jews too. Anybody who wasn't white American was targeted. If you weren't white, you were going to be discriminated against. Now, another thing is, well, here's a little fun history for you. And a few years ago, there's a little bit of a mustache model. His name is Hitler. He tried to take over, called the Beer Hall Putsch. He failed. He went to jail. What? He went to jail. He served a few years there and wrote a book called Mein Kampf, which is like my story. And he wrote about how he literally got jailed. And then when he did... Alright. And forced to watch the Emoji Movie. Throws gas nade in corner. Tell me where Bakarov is, and this is yours. It's what Price did. And he puts it... What? Huh. Yeah, Captain Price, what's it called? He threw a gas nade in the corner and let it, like, kind of like the gas roll across the room. He says, tell us where they are, and this gas mask is yours. And then he tells them, and he gives them the gas mask, and they all just execute him on the chair while he tries to put it on. Like, Captain Price is a badass. The dude was a terrorist, though. So after he failed, he worked himself up. He was like, what's it called? He was like secondary in command of the entire country. Well, guess what? The person who was in the leadership, he died. And that leadership was passed to Hitler. And look what happened. Soon after, you know, World War II happened. Blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. You already know about it. And, in 1945, he took his life. And before he did that, he poisoned his daughters. After that, every general, lieutenant, every Nazi caught was put on trial. Some of them executed, and some of them put to death. Some of them jailed for life sentences. Yeah. In 1947, no, 1957, I think, or whatever it is. No, 1947, I was right. Yeah, no, Geneva, what... And in 1947, the AK-47 was made, which is not valuable. In 1949, something very good happened, and it's called the Geneva Convention. And they banned things like biological warfare, chemical warfare. They banned flamethrowers, eye-blinding lasers. Yeah, so mustard gas illegal, napalm is illegal, cluster bombs are illegal. So yeah. And thanks to them, you're not, like, if you capture a prisoner of war, POW, you're not allowed to execute them, and you have to keep them in prison. Oh, let me go get her. Here. just realized this. You're saying video games normalize Nazis, when in fact I don't know if you know this. I'm pretty sure it's a state or federal law that the Holocaust has to be taught in the United States. So why aren't you saying schools normalize Nazis? Huh? Idiot? You're not going to. Because you don't have the balls to do it. In fact, if you're saying we shouldn't go around and read about Nazis. If we don't do that, we're gonna like if we don't do that in like what 2050, we're gonna be like, oh, Hitler saved the world, and misinformation is gonna spread. That's something I always want to fight against. I hate misinformation. It can destroy people. It can destroy communities. The hell?
It isn't my place in this world to help the global terrorism crisis. I'm fully aware that terrorism exists in the world. It's a shame. You know, if I could do something, I would. But what am I going to do? Stop making jokes about it? Suddenly it's all going to end? ISIS is going to be like, well, you know, that Optimus guy promised he'd stop making CSGO jokes.
I don't know any way. You missed your phone. I don't know, I probably want your brother's friends.
So what do we do?
Come on.
That's easy. Don't make them morally equivalent. Don't make there be no in-game moral difference between your Nazis and your allies, between your terrorists and your counter-terrorist squads. As a
I don't know.
simply take one of your non-hostile squads and recolor them so that it's red versus blue, rather than Axis versus allies.
Who cares? Dude, who cares if you know there's Nazis in video games? It's not... Oh, hold on. What about fucking Wolfenstein? I don't know, a game where I hear that you literally go around and kills... Like, you literally go around and kill Nazis. Yeah. It got buffed by a, like, you know, like, what's it called? Hitler got buffed by, what's it called? What? It does.
That you need to have both sides be playable. Don't make them interchangeable. Don't have players randomly spawn in as one or the other. Allow players to choose which side they're on. Now, of course, this has all sorts of in-game problems.
Okay. I kind of hate to break this to you, buddy, but the reason why they're not gonna make it where you can choose Axis and Ally, because everybody's gonna choose Ally. Nobody likes the Axis powers. If you do, you have something wrong with you. Okay. Sorry, fish. The reason is, like, imagine, okay, you're saying, okay, we have a team. We're gonna make it Ally versus Axis. There's gonna be 10 people on Ally and 1 person on Axis. And it's unfair, okay? That's not the game would die in 3 minutes. That's why you have to be like literally what Rainbow Six Siege. You're literally assigned to be either a terrorist or you're a SWAT team. I don't know. It has something like that. Yeah.
Creating
Yes.
shorter wait times for fascists. But
Hmm.
you know what? Those wait times could be artificially extended
Hmm.
if it meant players had an active choice in what
Hmm.
teams they would represent. If you're
Please stop. Like you're saying. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. I want to see this.
creating shorter wait times for fascists. But you know what? Those wait times could be artificially extended if it meant players had an active choice in what teams they would represent. If you're saying we need people playing Nazis in our games.
Thank you for finally admitting that you do not understand video games. Yeah, we'll just artificially extend those queues.
Okay, here's the rule. I'll never wait more than 2 minutes for a game to start, okay? Like, I won't even wait more than a minute. I don't care if anyone says I'm picky, that's just gaming. If a game doesn't start in 1 minute, I'm moving on to the next match. I don't care. The only way I'll stay is if I'm being offered a lot of money, in which that case never happens. So I'll just move on to the other. Simple as that.
And allow everyone to choose sides so that once a side is filled and can no longer accept players, we'll create an artificial backlog of players that didn't need to be there and just punish every person trying to play the game. Yeah, that sounds great. That's great. But, you know, perfect idea.
And if you're going to say, but we need it for historical reasons, then your game better actually be historical. You can't really just hide behind the fact you called your
What? So you're saying that every game needs to teach me of what gas they used in the gas chambers? Are you seriously saying that?
real historical events.
Nobody plays a video game for history lessons, buddy.
Sides balance. It's also no longer historical. And you can't really say that you need Nazis anymore for historical accuracy.
Why exactly can't you? Who are you to tell these
Yeah.
developers that
You don't see me playing freaking what? Count to 10 and you'll get 10.
But at the same time, they can't even understand the Iron Cross's history, and they fail to understand basic video game fundamentals. If a game development
Yeah.
team wants to name a map El Alamein and they want to make Nazis fight there, I don't have a problem with that personally. Video games are an art platform for video game developers to do whatever they please with, and it's not
Yeah.
up to me to demand that they do
Honestly, if I have to be totally honest, I don't like Nazis, okay? If I could go with an AR-15 back in time, I'd be spraying at Auschwitz, bro. Like, freaking 10 rounds in my backpack. Like, 10 mags in my backpack. Like, slam my up. But, yeah. The point I'm trying to make here...
Rohi.
Hi. So, I really don't care if the game literally says, oh, we're gonna put you on Nazi. Like, as long as the game's fun, and as long as it's not, like, immoral. What? Just, like, okay, I get it, please. Sorry. It's like, I really don't care if, like, as long as you don't see, like, the Nazis, like, torturing people. As long as the game is
You know
literally...
that I found you from a comment.
Oh, wow. Oh, like, wait, what comment? What video did I comment on? I'm so glad I have people finding me on my, comments. Like, again, like, video games are not normalizing Nazis. They're not. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you want to prove my point? Go down the street wearing freaking Nazi propaganda. You will probably get shot, okay? People don't like that. I don't think even pedophiles even like Nazis. Nobody likes them. Everybody, if they could go back in time, they'd probably kill a few of them. Nobody likes them. And you know, like cannibalism, it's shamed upon in our community. Nobody agrees with it. Everybody hates
It's
it.
from a guy building a country with Pocket Edition.
Oh, I saw that dude. That's cool. Journalists frightened over new Call of Duty game. Oh boy.
You are quite aware that the new Call of Duty was revealed and the trailer came out yesterday, and that the new
Oh.
game is going to be a reimagining of the Modern Warfare series. The Call of Duty community is pretty excited. There's a lot of really great changes coming this year finally that have been asked for a long time. And, you know, the trailer itself looked pretty goddamn phenomenal. I, for one, am quite excited for this game, I should say. Now,
Yeah.
By the way, the map looks good.
This is like 2 years in the making, by the way. Who uses TNT? Why not use ender crystals? Boom, 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 boom.
I don't even know. I don't know necessarily what this is. I don't know how to explain this. I knew this was going to happen the moment I saw the
Pew! Snipes.
them say that the game was going to be ultra realistic, that it was going to focus on terrorism and like real world events.
Dude, okay, can we be honest? In Fortnite, nothing got you more scared than hearing a distant shot from a heavy sniper. Let's be honest. Yeah, same. Yeah, like, honestly, like, when you hear that, like, heavy sniper shot go
Can
off,
you give me a little tour at the town?
like, you know, if you stand dead ass still, you're gonna get 357 damn hit to you. Yeah, you can, like, someone, like, look, you don't know if you're, like, if they'll miss every shot or if they're cracked, so you never know what is gonna happen. Okay, so I kind of started over here. I'm not gonna give you a tour of every building because it'll take hours, but I kind of started working my way down here. Then I stopped right there for there. I kind of worked my way south. Like you can see, this is like the main
Nice.
part of school. That's a high school. But the main part of the town. That's West Side. All that got deleted once, and they had to rebuild it block by block. My little suburb. Oh, by the way, every building in this town is powered. Every building in this country. No. Maybe, yeah. But there's definitely a way to explain it if there's an event. Yeah, if there weren't an event when they're killed. What's that? Oh, that's a park, and that's the fire and medical and police department all combined in one. Saw Paso. That is Los Abtos, and there is Port Zapate right there. That's cool. And my little Italian-based town, Valle Montagna, right there. We'll be building to base one day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 settlements, and I'm working on number 6.
This is so cool.
Started sharing details of like the mission where you almost kill this mom because you think she's armed, and they go into this building full of terrorists where they're all dressed like civilians. Once they started detailing all this stuff about how this new Call of Duty campaign was
Wait,
really
Afk.
realistic and it was going to show the graphicness of war and show how shitty war really gets, because Call of Duty has naturally kind of glorified war over the years in the manner that, you're kind of like this superhero player slash squad just wiping through all of these, faceless, nameless soldiers and whatnot. But this year that's changing. They're actually making a campaign that is supposed to make the No Russian controversial mission look like cakework. So I knew once that came to light,
Okay, back.
people like this come out of the
I'm trying to work on Riversdale. Riversburg is just southeast. You can see that with the rectangle on the top right of the map. Yeah. Honestly, if you actually slap my country down on in a what's it called in real life, it's only 1 square kilometer. Actually, city's big. In real life, if you compare scale, technically a city, even like I don't know, like a small city is bigger than my. Even a town is bigger than my in my entire country. Oh my god. You can't complete a tutorial. Dude, the tutorial for COD Warzone is easy peasy. Pretty sure you're supposed to, like, what? Take a... There's like 2 tutorials actually. There's one where you have to you do it before your stuff downloads, and then 2 like Warzone, and that's easy peasy.
Journalists, streamers were flown out by Activision just like they do every single year to see the new Call of Duty game early to get their impressions of it and whatnot because it's a great marketing tactic to get everybody hyped up for the game. And apparently Dean was one of these people. Now Activision, if you're watching this video, I don't know why I'm not getting invited to these events. You know, I don't know why I'm not getting flown out to your games, but Dean here is being flown out. I'd love to know what's going on there, but you would think that they'd want to invite somebody who actually like gives a shit about Call of Duty and like understands what's going on. However, you know, I did not receive an RSVP opportunity to go to this event. So now Dean is quite the intelligent boy here, okay? Dean
Oh my
seems to
god.
not understand exactly what war means. He starts detailing some of the missions that they got to
Please.
see, and this has been detailed by pretty much everybody who went to the event. So I'm not necessarily
Oh, there's a baby.
for that. If you really do care about Modern Warfare, you don't know much about it. I did make a video over on my Optimus Games channel, kind of detailing everything from the trailer and some of the new information regarding the crossplay, the new DLC models, no season pass, free post-launch content, things like that. So if you're
Wait, I got to go now, sorry.
No, you don't ever apologize for leaving my channel.
I think that's what, you know, really
You're not doing anything wrong.
so apparently Modern Warfare is bloody when it's not a sea of
So don't fret, dude. It's okay. Everybody's gotta leave.
sometimes the horror of a particular scene outweighs the point you're trying to make. There might be a message in what the developers intend, but it might be overshadowed. This is supposed to be a video game. It will undoubtedly have a multiplayer element where players shoot each other for fun and have a hell of a time doing it. That's when we'll see that guns are the star of the show, and the incongruity of it all will be clear. Well, okay, for somebody who states in the first sentence
Dude, I have this special eds kid in my class that loves Doom.
been a Call of Duty fan since 2003, you'd realize
And he likes Korn, which is this dude that like has like hardcore
the multiplayer often
metal rock.
and those will be inspired from locations in the campaign and weapons and stuff like that.
And
You know,
the dude is literally like what, 6 foot?
different devils altogether.
This dude is tall as hell.
Didn't understand that, especially since, you know, you've been a Call of Duty fan nearly as long as I've been alive. And you say the horror of a particular scene outweighs the point you're trying to make. I'm pretty sure that the point that they're trying to make is that all of the shit you're seeing is screwed up, and this is the truth of war. Because I don't know if you guys understand this or not, but I'm sure a lot of you have never been to war. I've never been to war. But having, you know, spoke to people who have served in war and like seeing footage of it and, you know, reading about it in history class, war generally isn't like a nice thing. You know, people don't just come together like shake hands, hug and kiss, happy little sunshine rainbow fun time, right? You know, people die, mistakes are made, civilians often get killed, the wrong targets sometimes get killed, political motives might not necessarily be clear or they might be misconstrued for, you know, some person's gain. War is a very shitty thing. I think we can all understand and agree on that. War is a very ugly, just disgusting creature of nature. War and conflict have existed since life, basically. Okay? Humans, we kind of take war too far quite often, but you know, that's what this message is all about. Okay? I don't know how you got flown out to see this and could not understand or comprehend this. I just don't get it. What about this is not clicking in your head? The game is not meaning to be like, oh yeah, shooting civilians is great, man. You know, killing civilians is awesome. Blowing up houses is a great thing. Terrorism is awesome, man. But that's not the game is intending to send as a message. But apparently, you just can't get that out of your head. Anyway, the overall dramatic effect of the intense scenes should be memorable and artistic, not gratuitous or base. Developers can fall back on the argument that this isn't a war, the game is ripped from the headlines. But this puts on a slippery slope towards a lot of things.
I think I'm gonna turn my lever action in real life into like a kind of infantry rifle slash marksman build.
I think a very good way to kind of make a memorable impression that war is a very shitty thing is like showing civilians being killed, showing people like the real world effect of your actions, consequences of being caught in the crossfire. I think those are
Sorry,
pretty
fish.
to be memorable and artistic in such a dark topic. And yes, the developers can fall back on the argument that religiously and politically motivated terrorism, that's going to be covered in this game. And the thing is you should know that since they flew you out to see the goddamn game. This preview requires us to trust the developer, but in this case, Infinity Ward has not delivered as well as sister studios Treyarch and Sledgehammer Games. The studio keeps skating closer to the edge in order to make us uncomfortable. We can do that cynically. As gamers, we don't necessarily trust Infinity Ward to deliver an elevated experience given the pressures it is under. Sometimes you have to judge something.
Who cares? I love COD because you can... If anyone else in this chat ever knows, I actually love doing one thing in real life. Not just gaming, I love customizing guns. I like to put vinyl on them, and I like to put mods on them. Have you seen my MMP 1522? I'm sorry if I've seen this. I'm going to say this for stream. It has a vertical grip, a bipod, a scope on it, extendable stock, a laser, a flashlight, and... well, basically a red design. I love customizing guns. And Fallout 4, I'm not gonna include 76 because 76 gun modifications are horrible. But Fallout 4 and COD Warzone, i.e., both the games have really, really good gun modifications. But let's be honest, COD Warzone has the best gun modification system. Like, you know, you can put, like, all this cool stuff, but they're gonna have cons. You may not be able to move as fast. You may not be able to aim down the sights as fast. Maybe, you know, maybe you won't do enough damage. Maybe the gun just doesn't hit anything. Like, you know, there's a pro and there's a con to everything. That's why I like it. And like, you know, like, sometimes how, like, games have, like, guns, where, like, the one at the very end of the list is, like, the best. Yes? I know. I was saying, like, you know, there's stuff, like, at the end of the list, like, for example, like, receivers at the bottom of Fallout 4 are good. Well, that's not true for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, is that, like, some grips will get more mobility, where some will get more accuracy. I love how you can modify guns. And no! For those people out there, it does not accurately represent guns in real life. Okay, here's the plan. I'm gonna make that part, like, more desert themed, because I actually kind of want a more of a desert theme in this. This part's gonna be more like grass theme. Think like it's other. I'm going to go. Bye, stream. Hold on.